Hey guys, this is Tiffany again, and I'm back to talk about the latest episode of Star Trek Discovery, Episode 7, Magic to Make the Sanest Man Go Mad. And this episode was really awesome for me because, I love shows. This includes sci-fi, fantasy, movies, and anime which I can name a few that have what I like to call a reset switch, or like a loop that basically continues over and over until you get it right. So this episode is all centered around mud, basically. So they get a some sort of signal from a almost extinct creature that is out in space that they want to save. I think it's like a space whale. It's not like a narwhal, it's just like a space whale that's, near extinction, and protocol is to bring it on board and, help it and get it safely where it needs to go. So they bring it on board, but of course it's a trap. Didn't see that coming. Mud has basically lodged his shuttle inside of it, and has basically, the first time we see him, he comes out of this creature's mouth and he's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" So he shoots a bunch of people. Basically his goal, which he makes clear very soon and almost immediately, is that he wants the secrets of the spore drive, and he wants to sell those to the Klingon ship. And he's basically learned the code of the Discovery to be able to take it over, make himself the captain, where it won't listen to Lorca or anyone else, it only listens to him. So he's able to take it over and basically cause it to self-destruct in various ways. So he's caught in this loop, or made the Discovery caught in this loop too, where each set of time of I think it's like a few minutes, basically, and this span of maybe 10 minutes, I forget exactly how much it is, but basically he is always going to ask about the spore drive, and he kills Captain Lorca a ton of different times. He basically interrogates different people. The only person that can remember this besides Mud is the lieutenant, because he has the DNA from the creature that they were using to basically power the spore drive. He has that DNA. So Shredder, or not, what's his name? Not Shredder. Gosh, what do they call him? Ripper. Sorry, I keep wanting to call him Shredder, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Anyway, Ripper, he has his DNA in him. So it's caused him to be able to be cognitive and remember all these different time loops that they go into. So that's interesting. So basically, because he realizes what's going on, he also at the same time realizes that he's going to have to be the one that gets Michael Burnham, gets all these people to try to outwit and outsmart Mud. So he immediately goes to trying to do this. So they're having an onboard party, basically for the staff to kind of celebrate. It's almost like Employee Appreciation Week or whatever day, and he goes to Michael, and he knows that she's going to have to get Lieutenant Ash Tyler to join her, because obviously he was a cellmate with Mud, so he may have better intel on what his capabilities are, like what technology he's hiding, because of course you're in a cell with someone, they talk a lot. So he could have disclosed beyond valuable information that could help them defeat him. So he basically tells Michael Burnham what's going on, and unfortunately in this one loop that they're in, it's too late to really do anything. So he tells her, he's like, "Tell me a secret that only you know, that there would be no way of me knowing, that I can convince you that this is real, this is happening in this next loop, so you don't, everything is, you'll immediately believe me, and we won't have to go through this again. So we find out that she tells him that she's never been in love. And it's kind of ironic that she would tell him that particular thing, because obviously, one, Vulcans in Vulcan training, they don't really have a lot of emotion, or any emotion, is what they say. And two, she obviously is developing feelings, or starting to really like and possibly, obviously, fall for Ash Tyler. So she, in like one of the loops, she actually kisses him, or he actually kisses her, because she's told him about what's going on. He's like, well, if time's going to reset anyways, might as well do this. And he just lays one on her. So basically, they go through numerous loops, like hundreds, if not maybe even 1,000 different loops of time resetting itself. So finally they come up with a plan, and the lieutenant gets Mud and says, look, the reason you haven't been able to use the spore drive is because you haven't had me. And he pulls up his sleeve to reveal the implement on his arm that will activate it and allow it to use him as the kind of like key in the ignition, so to speak, to start this machine up. And he, so Mud's like, haha, finally we're getting somewhere. So he basically takes him away, and they end up getting him, luckily Captain Lorca convinces him not to kill him, because he apparently loves to do so. It's one of his favorite things to do, is continuously kill Captain Lorca. But in this final loop, luckily he doesn't. And so they've luckily also been able to rewire the ship where it doesn't recognize his command. He hails the Klingons to basically sell this technology, sell the ship for the spore drive to the Klingons, because obviously he's been feeding them intel, as we've learned already, from different things he's learned in this jail cell with different captors. Were with the captors and with the captives, I guess I should say. So anyways, he hails the Klingons, and the loop, he makes it where the loop doesn't reset, because he's like, finally, I've got what I wanted. I've got you where I want you. You're going to be, sold to the Klingons, and you'll be a prisoner. And he thinks he's won, obviously. But as we quickly, I can't even talk today, you guys. As we quickly learn with this, it's actually not exactly as he thinks. He's wanted by this woman who adores him, and that he was engaged to, that he's been trying to run away from. There is a bounty on his head to find him for her. So but apparently they were supposed to be married. He disappeared. Wonder why. It's Mud. And she's been looking for him. Well, Michael Burnham and Lieutenant Ash Tyler and the lieutenant that we love very dearly have figured out this information. So they rigged the coding whenever he sent out a signal to hail the Klingon ship. In reality, it hailed her ship. So she comes in, and of course, he is obviously rattled by this. He does not want to go with this girl. She's obviously enraptured with him and in love with him. So of course, at first he plays along, oh, it's so good to see you. It's been so long, and I've gone without being with you and your love. And her dad is one of those dads that's you will marry her. It's that southern shotgun wedding kind of feel, because he basically wants his daughter to be happy and will do whatever it takes to make that happen, and you better go along with it. So he basically lets Mud know in no uncertain terms, you're gonna give her what she wants or else. So basically, they phase to her ship, and the dad actually asked Michael Burnham and the crew, he's like, you've given so much to us, like by returning mud to us, is there anything we can do for you? And Michael's answer is essentially, keep him away from us, keep him with you to make your daughter happy, where he doesn't have to ever come in contact with Starfleet ever again. And her dad agrees to do so very happily. So they phase to their ship, and they are obviously there. So they were able to outsmart him and outwit him finally to get him to stop the ship from self-destructing, to stop the loop, or make him stop the loop, because like they figure out too that he has a time crystal, and that's how he's able to do this. So you can only use it, in a certain length of time. So they realize that they're going to have to get him to stop one of the loops whenever he thinks he's won, to get rid of this time crystal. So I mean, it's just really fantastic how they do this. It's like Groundhog Day, but in a really cool, geek, kind of scientific, fun way. You kind of get that Doctor Who timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly feel, because, different things happen in each different, time loop, and different outcomes each time. And just, can you imagine how many the Doctor remembers? It's really, really awesome. I really enjoyed this episode. Magic to make the sanest man go mad. I guess a time loop is its own kind of magic, and obviously just what it's created, because now Michael and Ash Tyler have been made aware of other loops and things that they may have done together, like kiss each other and dance together, which they have done. So now that they know this, it's you see them at the end of this episode kind of exchange this glance of interest. I mean, there's no other way to really put it, of mutual interest, to see what's going forward. So, I mean, obviously we're getting a love story here. I still want to know more about Lorca, you guys. So, Star Trek Discovery, I get that you're focusing on Michael Burnham, and obviously her trajectory to becoming a captain herself, I'm sure, at some point in the future. But I want to learn about our current captain. Thank you kindly. I want to know more about Lorca. I really, really do. We've seen him in prison. We know he loves war. We know that he has secrets and mysterious. We know about his relationship with the Admiral, that she's been captured, which we'll find out about apparently in the next episode. They're going to go back to that. So, yay that. But yeah, I want to know more about Lorca. Okay, yay, Michael Burnham, but give me some Lorca. So anyway, that's the only thing that I've got as far as a critique, I guess. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great episode. Love the time loop aspect. You gotta love Mudd. He brings that comedy and kind of that villain that's, it's like Badgerism, Firefly a little bit, or no, I wouldn't even. He is not good enough to really be, I guess, the bounty hunter level. But I mean, I get, even though he's kind of playing the bounty hunter. I don't know. I didn't really think about that. But yeah, he's kind of got that bounty hunter feel here, doesn't he? So, but yeah, I really like his the guy that plays him. I really am kind of sad that he's gone away. Maybe he'll come back. Who knows? But we'll see what happens there. The way that they did that, it almost seems like they're done with the whole Mudd kind of nod, and the tribble nod from the past and other Star Trek series. So, I mean, maybe we won't see him again. Sad panda. But anyways, I really enjoyed this episode. I will definitely continue to review Star Trek Discovery. We'll be still reviewing Ruby and The Walking Dead, and The Orville as well. I will also be reviewing Doctor Who when it starts back. I'm so excited. We'll be reviewing Game of Thrones when it comes back, as we did before. We've already reviewed Stranger Things 2, so check that out. We also do unboxings of Loot Crate, Loot Anime. We do Scotchbox Japanese Snacks, Owl Crate, Think Geek Capsule. I've got Fandom of the Month coming, as well as Anime Bento. So lots of cool unboxings for you guys. And we have a giveaway. The days are counting down, you guys. There's very limited time left to get in. I think there may be a week, as a matter of fact, to get in on this giveaway of Destiny 2. So if you haven't already, check out that video now before we announce our winner, so you can get in to win your copy of Destiny 2, because time is running out. So definitely check out that video on how you can win. We'll be having more giveaways as well coming very soon. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe so you can check out those videos and more as we release those to you. And we really appreciate you guys. So thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you again, and bye.